When my wife looked me in the eyes and said she wanted a divorce, I thought the pain was already unbearable. Then she added one sentence that changed everything. I want every property divided fairly, just not custody of your autistic child. Your autistic child, not our son. Let me back up. Her name was Jennifer. We met 7 years ago at a charity fundraiser in Chicago. I was 42, recently widowed, trying to hold my life together for my son, Michael. Michael was 6 then, diagnosed with autism at 3. Nonverbal, but brilliant in his own way. He'd line up toy cars for hours, organizing them by color, by size, by some system only he understood. Jennifer was 34. Beautiful, confident, warm, or so I thought. She worked in marketing, always dressed well, always smiling, always saying the right things. We talked that night about everything. I told her about Michael early on. I always did. Some men hide that part, afraid it'll scare someone off, not me. Michael was my world. If someone couldn't accept him, they couldn't accept me. She said all the right things. I think that's beautiful, she said. You're an amazing father. I believed her. We dated for a year. She was patient with Michael, or so it seemed. She'd smile when he'd flap his hands. She'd nod when I explained his routines. She never complained. Looking back now, I realize she never really engaged either. She was tolerant, not loving. Tolerant. There's a difference. After a year, I proposed. She said yes. We got married in a small ceremony. My parents were there, her parents, a few close friends. Michael was the ring bearer. He walked down the aisle slowly, carefully, holding that little pillow like it was the most important thing in the world. Jennifer smiled at him. I thought it was genuine. The first year of marriage was fine. Nothing extraordinary, nothing terrible. She worked long hours. I ran my own consulting business from home, which gave me flexibility with Michael. He was in a special program at school, speech therapy twice a week, occupational therapy once a week. I drove him to every appointment. Jennifer rarely came. I have a meeting, she'd say. Big presentation. Client dinner. Always something. I told myself it was okay. She was building her career. I understood that. But then, small things started to add up. Michael loved routine. Dinner at 6, bath at 7, bedtime at 8. Every night, no exceptions. If we deviated even 15 minutes, he'd have a meltdown. Not a tantrum, a meltdown. There's a difference. Jennifer knew this, but she'd still schedule things. Let's go out to dinner tonight, she'd say at 5:30. I can't, I'd explain. Michael he'll be fine, she'd interrupt. He needs to learn flexibility. That phrase. He needs to learn flexibility. I must have heard it 100 times. She didn't understand. Autistic children don't learn flexibility the way neurotypical kids do. It's not about discipline. It's about how their brains are wired. But she didn't want to understand. Quick pause. If stories like this hit close to home, please subscribe and tell me where you're watching from. It lets me know these stories are reaching people who need them. Now, back to what happened next. By year 3, the cracks were showing. Jennifer stopped pretending. She'd roll her eyes when Michael would stim. She'd sigh when he'd repeat the same phrase over and over. She'd leave the room when he'd get overwhelmed. One night, Michael had a particularly hard day. He'd had a substitute teacher at school, which threw off his routine. He came home overstimulated, anxious. He started rocking back and forth on the couch, humming loudly. It's how he self-regulates. I sat with him, rubbed his back, spoke softly. Jennifer walked in, took one look, and said, I can't do this tonight. Then she left, went to her sister's house, didn't come back until the next day. That's when I started to see it clearly. She didn't love Michael. She tolerated him, and even that was fading. Year 5. Things got worse. Jennifer started staying out later. Work drinks, networking event, girls' night. I didn't question it. I trusted her. I was busy with Michael anyway. He was 10 now, making progress. He'd started using a communication device, an iPad with software that let him form sentences. It was incredible. For the first time, he could tell me what he was thinking, what he was feeling. One day, he typed, "Jennifer doesn't like me." My heart sank. "Why do you think that?" I asked gently. He typed slowly. "She looks angry when I'm here." I wanted to tell him he was wrong, but I couldn't lie to my son. Then came the night that changed everything. I came home early from a meeting. Jennifer was in the living room, on the phone. She didn't hear me come in. I heard her say, I know. I just need to wait a little longer." Pause. "Once the properties are secured, I'm done." Another pause. "No, I'm not taking the kid. That's his problem." I froze. She laughed, actually laughed. "I did my time," she said. "I played the supportive stepmother. Now I want my life back." I didn't confront her that night. I walked back outside, sat in my car, and tried to breathe. 2 months later, she asked for the divorce. We were sitting at the kitchen table. Michael was at a sleepover, a rare occurrence, but his best friend's family was trained in autism support. Jennifer slid a folder across the table. "I want a divorce," she said. No emotion, no tears, just cold. I nodded slowly. "Okay," I said. She seemed surprised. "Okay?" she repeated. "Yes." She opened the folder. "I want the house divided, the investment properties, the retirement accounts, everything split 50-50. I nodded. "And custody?" I asked. She didn't even hesitate. "I don't want custody of Michael. He's your son. I'll sign away all parental rights." She said it like she was signing away a car lease. Not a child. A car lease. I met with my lawyer the next day. His name was David. We'd known each other for 15 years. He'd handled my first wife's estate after she passed. I trusted him completely. I laid out everything. The properties, the accounts, Jennifer's demands. David leaned back in his chair. "She wants half of everything? And no responsibility for Michael?" "Yes." He shook his head. "Fight this," he said. "You have grounds. She's been absent, emotionally neglectful. We can—" "No," I interrupted. David stared at me. "No. Give her what she wants." "Are you out of your mind?" he asked. "You'll lose millions. The house alone is worth—" "I know," I said calmly. "Then why?" "Because I have a plan." David studied me for a long moment. Then he smiled. "What do you need?" I'd been preparing for this, longer than Jennifer knew. 3 years earlier, when I first sensed things were falling apart, I'd met with an estate attorney. Not David. Someone who specialized in trusts, special needs planning, asset protection. Her name was Margaret. She was in her 60s. Sharp as a blade. I told her about Michael, about his diagnosis, about my concerns for his future. "If something happens to me," I said, "I want to make sure he's taken care of." Margaret nodded. "Let's set up a special needs trust," she said. "What's that?" she explained. "A special needs trust allows you to set aside assets for a disabled child, without disqualifying them from government benefits. The child doesn't own the assets. The trust does. But the assets are used entirely for the child's care." "Can I transfer properties into it?" I asked. "Absolutely." "What about investment accounts?" "Yes." "How much can I put in?" She smiled. "Everything." Over the next 3 years, I quietly moved assets, not all at once. That would have raised red flags, but slowly, carefully. I transferred the rental properties into the trust, 1 per year. I moved stocks, bonds, retirement accounts. I kept meticulous records. Every transfer was legal, every transfer was documented, every transfer was for Michael's benefit. By the time Jennifer asked for the divorce, nearly everything I owned was in Michael's special needs trust. The house we lived in, technically owned by the trust, the investment properties, trust, the brokerage accounts, trust. I still lived in the house. I still managed the properties. But legally, I didn't own them. Michael's trust did. Jennifer had no idea. She thought she was getting half of everything. She'd probably been calculating it for months. The house was worth $1.8 million. The rental properties, another $3 million. Investment accounts, $2.5 million. In her mind, she was walking away with nearly $4 million. Not bad for 5 years of playing supportive stepmother. Her words, not mine. The divorce proceedings moved quickly. Jennifer was eager. She wanted it done. She hired a lawyer, a shark in a suit, who immediately demanded full financial disclosure. David provided it. Every bank statement, every tax return, every asset. Her lawyer smiled when he saw the numbers. "This is going to be a good day for my client," he said. David said nothing. The mediation hearing was set for a Tuesday morning. Jennifer showed up in a designer suit, hair perfect, confidence radiating. She barely looked at me. I wore jeans and a sweater. I looked tired, defeated, exactly how I wanted to look. Her lawyer laid out the demands. 50% of the house, 50% of the rental income, 50% of all investment accounts, no child support, no custody, clean break. David listened carefully. Then he said, "We agree to all terms, with one clarification." Jennifer's lawyer raised an eyebrow. "Clarification?" David slid a folder across the table. "My client doesn't own any of the assets you've listed." Silence. "Excuse me?" her lawyer said. "The house, the properties, the investment accounts, they're all held in a special needs trust for Michael." He opened the folder. "This trust was established 3 years ago. Every asset was legally transferred over time. Here are the documents." Jennifer's face went white. Her lawyer grabbed the folder, flipping through pages frantically. This can't be legal," he stammered. "It is," David said calmly. "Special needs trusts are protected under federal law. My client has no ownership of these assets. Therefore, there's nothing to divide." Jennifer finally spoke. "You're lying." Her voice shook. I looked at her for the first time. "I'm not," I said quietly. "You hid assets," she shouted. "That's illegal." "I didn't hide anything," I said. "I protected my son. Everything was disclosed in our tax returns. You just never looked." Her lawyer was still reading. This is ironclad," he muttered. Jennifer stood up. "So I get nothing?" David answered. "You'll get 50% of what my client personally owns, which includes his car, his personal checking account, and his clothing." He paused. "Current value, approximately $24,000. The room went silent. You could hear the clock ticking on the wall. Jennifer stared at me. I stared back. "You bastard," she whispered. I didn't respond. "Her lawyer tried everything. He argued the trust was a sham. He argued I'd hidden assets. He demanded forensic accountants." David welcomed it. "Bring in anyone you want," he said. "Every transfer was legal. Every document is filed. Every dollar is accounted for." 3 weeks later, the forensic accountant confirmed it. The trust was legitimate. The transfers were legal. There was nothing to contest. Jennifer's lawyer advised her to settle. She refused at first. She wanted to drag it out, hoping I'd cave. I didn't. I waited. Patience. That's all it took. Patience. Finally, she signed. The divorce was finalized. She got her $12,000, half of my checking account and the value of my car. I kept Michael. I kept the house. I kept everything that mattered. She moved out the next week. Didn't say goodbye to Michael. Didn't leave a note. Just gone. Michael asked about her once. "Where's Jennifer?" I knelt down, looked him in the eyes. "She's not living here anymore, buddy." He thought for a moment. Then he typed on his device. "Good." I smiled. "Yeah, good." People ask me now if I feel guilty, if I feel like I tricked her. I don't. She made her choice. She saw a child who needed love and chose convenience instead. She saw a marriage and saw dollar signs. She underestimated me. She thought I'd be weak, heartbroken, desperate. She was wrong. Michael's trust is worth over $7 million now. It'll pay for his care for the rest of his life. Therapy, education, housing, anything he needs. I don't own any of it, but I manage it. For him. Always for him. I saw Jennifer once after the divorce at a coffee shop downtown. She was with someone new, younger guy, laughing, holding hands. She saw me. Our eyes met for just a second. She looked away first. I smiled, not out of cruelty, but out of peace, because I knew something she'd never understand. Revenge isn't about destruction. It's not about anger. It's not about making someone suffer. It's about protection. It's about ensuring the people you love are safe, even when the world tries to take advantage. Michael's 13 now. He's thriving. He's in a specialized school, making progress every day. He has friends, he has routines, he has stability, and he has a father who will never stop fighting for him. Not with fists, not with anger, but with patience, with planning, with love. People say revenge is loud. They say it's explosive. They say you have to make a scene, make someone pay, make them hurt. They're wrong. The most powerful kind of revenge is quiet. It's signing documents calmly. It's letting someone think they've won. It's waiting, watching, knowing. And when they finally realize what happened, you're already gone. You've already moved on. And they're left with nothing but the echo of their own choices. I don't think about Jennifer anymore. I don't wonder where she is, what she's doing, if she's happy. It doesn't matter. Because I won. Not because I took something from her, but because I gave everything to someone who deserved it. My son. And that is the quietest victory of all. If you think I took the right move, hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to comment where you're watching from.